right, and welcome to the first Horizon podcast. I'm Ron Allman, Professor of Journalism and Media at Indiana University Southeast in New Albany, Indiana. And I guess we'll go around and just have you guys introduce yourselves. First names, I guess, will be fine. So let's start left to right, just like in the old country.
The old country, nothing good out there.
I'm making stuff up. That would be you, yeah.
Say my name, okay. My name is Ben. I am a history major, and I have a YouTube channel.
All right. What's your YouTube channel while you're here?
Eater10. Subscribe to it or else.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Bango Kelly, and I'm a journalism major, and I should be graduating in just 2 semesters.
Hello, I'm Joshua Breeden, majoring in journalism and media, more specifically in radio.
Good.
I'm Annalise. I'm majoring in journalism and media, although I have a more specific focus in digital marketing and social media. I also have a YouTube channel.
Plug it.
Yeah.
It's Annalise Crumley.
All right, hi guys, my name is Courtney and I'm a senior at IUS and I'm also majoring in journalism.
Okay, great. So that's our cast of characters here in the Horizon podcast, and we thought we'd spend this first episode talking about not each other, that would be fun, talking about ourselves so you can get to know us a little bit better. And here's a question that I found that I'd like you to think about for a few minutes, and see what your answer is. And here's the question. Which fictional character would be the most fun to have as a friend?
I mean, literally or sarcastically?
You can do it whatever way you want. So I thought about it. Which fictional character would be the most fun to have as a friend? I'm going with Winnie the Pooh.
Pretty good one.
Yeah, you get to hang out, he's always up for some food, so that's good. He's encouraging. I need that a little in my life. I'm sure he gives good bear hugs because he's a bear. And, if we ever needed some bacon, we know where to get it, right?
Mm-hmm. Did you really choose Winnie over Eeyore?
Pardon?
Did you really choose Winnie over Eeyore?
Well, yeah. I need positive people in my life, not negative people in my life. So,
fair.
I thought of maybe like Piglet or something like that, and it's like, nah, just a little too.
His voice is annoying.
Yeah, bouncing around everywhere, and definitely not Tigger.
Too much energy for you.
Definitely too much energy for me. So, who would like to answer the question, which fictional character would be the most fun to have as a friend?
I can go.
All right.
I would think Finn from Adventure Time.
That's a good choice.
Yep.
I think he's really fun. He's always up for anything, but he's also like a good person, and if you ever need protection from like literally anything, he like has a robot arm, so sorry, that's spoilers, but
Well, yeah.
I'm going to go with kind of like an odd choice. I'm going to go Edward Scissorhands.
Okay.
Only because I hate getting haircuts. And
Me
then
too.
he's my friend. He'll do it for free. He's really good at it. I've seen him with eye sculpture, so.
Yeah.
Not as good of a hugger as Winnie the Pooh would be, but
Right.
I would do that.
I'll probably go with Peter Griffin from Family Guy,
All right.
just because he's always getting into something.
Right,
And I'm
that's
sure
true.
it will never be boring with Peter Griffin as a friend.
Oh, never.
Unless it's 25 seasons, then it gets old real quick.
I've never seen a single episode of Family Guy.
I wish I was you.
You should be proud of that.
I love that show.
Ben, Courtney?
I think Eevee from Pokemon is cute, always out adventuring, always has a bunch of people around them. I'm really social, so I always like a good group of people to hang out with.
That's so
Wow.
cute. I love that.
Ben?
I'm struggling because all my favorite characters are villains, and they would not make for good friends.
Well, you could still go with villains. It says you're, well, I guess
be evil
I
together.
changed on to the
That's
next
true, but
question.
most of my characters are also backstabbers.
Yeah, well, it says the most fun to have as a friend.
Most fun. It would not be them. They would definitely betray me immediately. Let's go with Oswald the Lucky Rabbit.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Any why to that?
Well, he's not always upbeat, but he's very real. Unlike, say, Mickey Mouse, who's just always friendly and it gets really annoying. Well, Oswald's very real with you, and he has a healthy love life, so he doesn't need to worry about that. So, he's not toxic. He has his wife for over 100 and something years. And he has his own kingdom that you can explore. It's not as nice as Mickey's, but it's more real because Mickey's fake. And there you go.
Wait, Mickey's fake?
He's fake. He's always happy. No one could be that happy, you know?
All
Watch
the
Mickey
time.
Mouse shorts, you'll see him lose his temper. It's all facade, man.
I hate to break it to you. I'm pretty sure they're both fake.
Well, this is of course all rhetorical.
Who is Oswald?
You just hurt my soul.
I'm
was-
so
No,
sorry.
go for it.
Okay, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit was, well, you know Walt Disney. Oswald
Yeah.
was like his first cartoon creation,
Oh, okay.
but he lost him in a legal battle with Universal, so he made Mickey instead. They're very, very similar because of that.
I think I've heard of that.
Yeah. And then Walt regained, well, the Disney company, Walt was dead by then, had regained the rights also later on, so now they're kind of both owned by the same company.
Mhm.
So it's kind of a weird situation whenever they interact because they're kind of the same characters, so they try to differentiate them.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
Yeah, actually, Disney traded Al Michaels for Oswald.
Yeah, that's true.
So a real-life human being was traded for a fictional character.
Yes.
So,
I'd say deserved, but
Yeah,
I'm also
well,
find
no.
sports boring, so
Cute.
that's just me.
yeah, well, Al Michaels is now with Amazon, so yeah,
Okay.
that's just how the world turns
You
sometimes.
traded again?
Yeah. Okay, what is your favorite weird smell? Now, I know my daughter likes the smell of chlorine. I've always thought that was weird. And of course, I thought about my answer, and I don't know if they're weird smells, but I do like the smell of Swiss cheese.
Is that weird smell?
Yeah, I like the smell of Swiss cheese.
I don't know, like, does it have a smell?
It does, but like, I thought that was kind of normal. Oh, whatever.
Yeah, and I like the smell of baby oil.
That's not a weird smell, that's just a good smell.
It's just a good smell, yeah.
I was gonna go gasoline. Is that
Oh,
weird?
that was
Yeah.
mine.
Gasoline, yeah, that works.
I feel
I
like
like
that's
rubber
very
smell.
common.
That's
That's
my
what-
choice too.
That's kind of what I'm saying. Like, I think it's better if you go uncommon because I've never heard Swiss cheese before in my life.
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna be the weirdo and say that cigarettes don't smell that bad.
I will
Mm.
counteract that and say it's probably the worst smell. of all time.
Interesting.
But
yeah.
I grew up with like smoking all the time, so
Gotcha.
I guess I grew like a weird acquired taste to it, or smell, acquired smell.
I really like the smell of hair dye. I mean, I've dyed my hair 50
Mhm.
million times, so I kind of just got used to it, but I've always really liked it. But also certain brands, like the one where I like dyed my hair red, like it actually smelled like strawberries. So
Wow.
I mean, that was a good smell, but like even non-nicely scented hair dye, I still really like the smell of.
Courtney, you're deep in thought over there.
I am because mine was gas, and I'm just trying to think of other scents that I think that I like, but isn't really supposed to be likable. Like you wouldn't go buy a candle for it, but
All right.
but it's like you don't mind it.
Mm.
What about Sharpie?
I can't stand Sharpie.
Really?
I don't like Sharpie. I don't like Expo markers. That gives me like an instant headache. Or my
Really?
Yes. Can't stand it.
Well,
I do, going off like writing utensils, I like the smell of like a crayon box.
Right,
Or
yeah,
something.
that's
I
great.
like that.
Depends on the
There you
kind
go.
of
That'll be mine.
Can't do it.
Yeah, it takes me immediately back to elementary school. Yeah, without fail. That and like
Or like an old kid's, what do they call it? Not a pencil pouch, but a
pencil box.
box. Yeah, the actual boxes that
Yeah.
are plastic. I like those too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A smell I really hate is sugar.
Sugar. I mean granulated sugar.
I guess, like, okay, so I work at a coffee shop.
Yeah.
And to make the blended drinks, like your
Mhm.
Frappuccino type things, you have to, like, use this sugar espresso powder. And whenever you're, like, putting it from like the bags into the container we hold it in,
Mm-hmm.
it like kind of gets everywhere and it gets all in your nose and it just smells disgusting. Like it's so sweet. It doesn't even smell like coffee. It smells like you're snorting sugar and it's awful. So I can't do it.
Yo, I don't like. I mean, I do really like the smell of like water rides, the ride water.
Mm-hmm.
Like any amusement park, and it's one of the canoe things. You just have all this water next to it, or it's a boat ride. Just the water smells great.
Mm.
I don't like the smell of coffee though.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I could get a candle that smells like coffee.
I have so many lotions that smell like coffee, but also my clothes smell like coffee half the time. Because
Well,
when you're in a
yeah.
coffee shop for 6 hours, you come home and you're like, whoa, coffee beans.
Well, Annalise, that does beg the question, why don't we have coffee in front of us right now?
Oh,
I
we
wouldn't
really
like
should.
Yeah, I think we should.
I'm sure we could work out a deal with the campus coffee shop. To
I
let
think
them
we
give us
should.
coffee
Yeah,
for
put it.
free.
We'll let them not stream our station, but actually get the audio from our station if they give us free coffee every day.
Really.
Every day. Yeah,
just said I don't
I have
like
some friends who
coffee.
work there who have given me
Hey, I'm
free
right there
coffee,
with you.
So
Yeah.
maybe I shouldn't say
I'll,
that.
I'll
live,
find some
but-
for you guys. So
You aren't even like frappuccinos or anything?
I have tried every possible combination and permutation of coffee. Hated everything. What's like the stuff in it that makes it like spicy?
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 It's something. It's a coffee shop in Corden. My girlfriend took me. I can't think of the name, but it was like it had a little spice. That was like the closest I got to like I could drink this.
I'm not sure.
You
I've
like-
never
maybe
heard
just a
of
little
I can't.
bit of.
Me and
Serving.
it's actually split. They love coffee. Me and him can't stand it.
Oh, I love coffee.
So there
That's
you
like
go.
my bad spending habit. Is like every morning on my way to work, I think I have to have it, but then sometimes it's so bad because I won't even drink it. I'm like, oh, that didn't even sound good. But my habit is to just like whoosh right across the road to Coffee Crossing.
Yep.
What's your favorite kind of coffee? Like favorite drink?
I get a polar bear with oat milk, or
What's
I get
that?
it's white chocolate and vanilla.
Okay.
So I like sugar coffee. It's not like I drink
Okay.
black coffee. It's not good for you and not good for my bank account either. But it's a lot of work. Gotta have something you like.
Mm-hmm.
I just collect Legos. That's my habit.
Hey, those are fun too. They're
There you go.
expensive.
They
And
are.
fun.
Is that the topic? Is our habits?
It can be.
I don't know. We're just talking about
No, we're
things right now.
we
kinda
went
derailed.
from
What are y'all talking about?
Oh,
talking about
smells
Smells.
to coffee to
Oh,
our habits and
okay.
What's a weird smell you like?
So I'm assuming since you like coffee, you like the smell of coffee.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
What's your favorite kind of coffee?
I drink mine black.
That's
Ooh, that
Do you
burns.
like a medium or a dark roast then?
Sometimes there'll be days where I can't like deal with a dark roast, but I like medium roast.
Okay.
If I'm feeling like if I got a free card where it's like a get one free coffee card, I'm at Coffee Crossing. I usually get a matcha, which is not coffee.
Interesting.
But I love matcha.
You do not strike me as a matcha kind of guy.
No, I love matcha.
Sorry, I didn't mean that to be mean.
I was about to say, what do you mean by that?
It's very. I mean, obviously, yeah, it's a very weird drink, but I love matcha.
I
I've
mean, I
made my
love
own,
matcha, too.
I made my own matcha ice cream before.
That sounds
oh,
good.
cool.
You ever had matcha ice cream?
I have. Well, I've had matcha mochi ice cream.
Oh, okay.
Or it's like, well, I guess the ice cream inside was matcha flavored, but so was like the mochi ball.
Ron Almond, have you ever had matcha?
I may have had it once.
It's a green drink.
Yeah, yeah. I don't remember having a positive or negative feeling about it, so I'll have to try it again.
The only way you can really like have it good is like it has to be pumped with sugar. The one at Starbucks is actually not that good.
Oh yeah, no.
The one at Coffee Crossing is great because I pump it with sugar and white chocolate.
Yeah.
But
Well, my go-to drink is chai latte.
those are good too.
Yeah, and actually, Heine Brothers has the best, as far as I'm concerned.
1000% agree with that. I love Honey Brothers chai.
Hmm. Yeah, whatever carton they're pouring it out of, I gotta find it and
Yeah.
purchase that.
You could probably ask them what brand they use, because
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of times places don't even use their own
Right.
thing. They'll just buy it from like Kroger or like a mass
Mhm.
buying it, but it'll just be something you can get yourself.
Yeah, yeah. But it's nice that they make it for me and I can
Yeah.
just drive off. So
But chai is so expensive for no reason. I'm like, seriously, you just get a carton and you pour like the extract and you mix it with milk. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'll get it with soy milk too. Just
That's an expensive drink.
it is, yeah. Yeah, I'm an adult. I make adult money. You know, I'll spend
That's
it the way I
fair.
want it to. So
If I made professor salary, maybe I would get a chai latte with
Oh.
soy milk more often.
yeah, you got to remember this is a regional campus, so it's not like I'm rolling around in, 20s or anything like that.
That's fair.
Yeah, nickels, So
Yeah.
not as comfortable, but what are you going to do? So, all right, what do you enjoy doing that you don't get to do often?
Sleep.
You don't get to do that often?
Not when I actually want to.
Oh, okay. Well, driving, I wouldn't say, I'd really like to be asleep right now. You
No,
know?
I feel like once it's finally time for me to go to bed, I'm not tired anymore. But when I know I have to do something, I'm exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
And then if I take a nap, it makes my day worse because then I wake up with either a headache or I'm even more tired.
Yeah, that'll happen. Yeah. The answer I came up with was putting on my headphones and listening to music. And
That's fun.
yeah, that's because I'm a dad. Because as soon as you put the headphones on, Dad, what? Kitchen's on fire. Is the food on fire? Not yet. Okay. Call me when the whole kitchen's on fire. Now, now that the kids have, we have an empty nest now. They're all in college. You think I'd have more opportunities, but, I can even tell my wife, I'm going to be putting my headphones on. Yeah, as soon as they hit the ears. But, yeah, I used to do that back in high school. Of course, then the headphones were these little $10 cheapy things, and terrible. And crank up the music and forget about my day. Go back to Boston, that we were playing a little bit. So, the group, not the city. So, sleep.
I feel like reading. I never really get to read all that often unless it's like for class, but I love reading.
Yeah. Well, I can read in the car also.
Yeah.
Actually, I've seen somebody do that. Just be reading while driving. But of
Oh.
course, it was flying down I-35 in Texas. I mean, if you go off the road, it may be an hour before you hit something. I mean, there's nothing there, and horrible drive. So, Josh.
Honestly, the only thing I could think of is like in high school, my thing was like just driving late at night. It was like a way to like clear my head, and it's not really a sense of like something I got better in life was like finding time to do like every little thing I liked. But that's like I don't really need to clear my head anymore because I got like great friends now. So like. That like everything I did that was like a tradition that was like my thing. Like I would do radio and call games till like 11:30, and like I lived like 5 minutes from my high school, so I would just drive around for like 30 minutes, something like that. Just
Wow.
like listen to music and just like it'd be the weekends, just trying to take the time off. That's probably the only thing I could really think of.
But what about the rising cost of gasoline? Actually, it's been going down for the last month or so,
Really?
which doesn't make sense, but.
I'm a very go with the flow guy. Like I mean, I get that for certain people that's like a really big issue, and I understand why it's a big issue. To me, I can live. That's all I'll say on that.
Back in my day, gasoline was less than $1. We used to just feed it to the dog because, hey, it's less than $1. Here, drink up, Fido.
It'd make them go faster.
That
Yeah.
explains the dog.
You just have to be careful when it, relieves itself later. So anyway, Ben.
Hey, something I like to do but don't do often. Go out with my friends, because all my friends are all at like different campuses, and they're all doing their own things, and I'm doing my own things. It's nearly
Yeah.
impossible to schedule, and I'm already stuck at scheduling things, so it's just very unlikely to ever happen.
Yeah. Bango.
I was gonna say the same thing. Hanging out with friends it happens less and less as you get older. A lot of my friends are in their mid-20s now, which means they either got girlfriends or full-time jobs, and they've graduated college already. So it used to be like a nightly thing. You would hang out with friends, and now it's sort of like once a week. And I think as you get older, it gets more and more rare.
All right.
So that's something I wish I did more, or wish I could do more, but yeah.
Uh-oh. What is the best thing you've ever splurged on? Yeah. While you're thinking, I will mention my best thing. Probably my current car. Went to the dealership. I knew which car I wanted. Pretty much even knew what color I wanted, even what trim line. And while I was out test driving, another salesman actually sold the car I was test driving. So I came back and it's like, okay, I was going to buy that car too, but all right, I understand. And the salesman I was working with said, how about if I give you the next trim line up at the same price? And already I was splurging, I could have gone just for the, standard trim line and, been very happy with the car. But the car has automatic windshield wipers. Yeah, there's a little sensor on it, and if a water drop breaks that sensor, it turns on the wipers. Automatic brights, so if it's dark, they'll turn on. Headlights coming the other way, it dims down.
Will you say what kind of car?
Yeah, it's a Honda CR-V Touring, red.
I didn't know they did that.
Yeah, there's actually a trim line above that had something else that was automatic, and I went, well, that's just silly. And I don't remember what the next thing was, but there was like only one option that was missing, and I think it was something like controlling the volume of the radio, stereo, whatever, based on the ambient noise. So if it was loud in the car, it would turn it up. If it was, I think that was the only thing I was missing, and it's like, wow. I don't need the automatic windshield wipers, and I don't need the automatic brights. But now that I have it, it's like now the next car has to have it. But yeah, we'll see about that. I'm trying to convince my wife that she needs to inherit that car, and she doesn't want it because it has a dent in the side. That's my fault, which is rare for me to, actually get a dent in the car. But I was in Gatlinburg, and I was pulling out of a parking spot. And it was really tight, parking lot outside the cabin we were staying in. And I didn't see the little luggage holder on the back of my brother's Chevy Tahoe, and crashed right into it.
At least it was your brother.
Pardon?
Not a random person. At least.
Oh no, yeah, we knew who it was, and my dad was in the car too. That was the worst part of this whole thing. So I'm backing up, trying to make sure the fender doesn't pull off when I do that, and I back into the handicap ramp that goes up into the cabin, and that the handicap ramp was not moving. Literally all the men in my family had to come out and help move the car away from the handicap ramp before I could, head on out. And my dad's comment on the whole thing was, well, that was a $3,000 mistake. And I'm like, 5 at least, but yeah, still haven't fixed it. It's just big dent in the side, and it's like, I'm okay with that. The bumper bothers me because it's literally held on with duct tape.
Mine's zip ties.
See, yes. I think zip ties would have actually worked better, but I would have to climb underneath and zip tie it. And, my brother and my oldest nephew are both certified car mechanics. And neither one of them said, oh, yeah, we'll crawl under there and help you with it. Nah. They were too busy laughing their butts off at me, so, which, yeah, that's my family. Yeah, so. All right, so what's the best thing you've ever splurged on?
I have a really good answer for this. The second you said that, I was like, I know exactly what it is. I went to Louder Than Life in September, you know, 2023, and it was so much fun. And as I was like leaving, I saw like a little poster to like buy your Exacta pass, which is a 4-day ticket to both Bourbon and Beyond and Louder Than Life, but it was for the following year. So you didn't know the lineup, but that meant that you got it at a really, really reduced price. So in total, I paid $550 for 8 days of like festivals. And the lineup for Bourbon and Beyond came out today, and it is so worth my money. It came out to like $69 a day.
Oh, that's
and I
great.
get to see Zach Bryan, Tyler Childers, Maren Morris, Young the Giant, Milky Chance. Those are some of my favorite people that are going to be at Bourbon and Beyond. And Louder Than Life always has people I like. Like, I already knew I was going to want to go again anyways.
Oh, yeah.
So I am just so beyond excited. Like,
Bourbon and Beyond excited.
yeah, like, I'm just best money I've ever spent. And I also did it like on a $1 down payment, and then I pay monthly, which
Oh, yeah.
is really nice because it's basically free.
Mm-hmm.
I just forget that I have to pay the $50 a month.
No, we'll
Beach
make
Boys
sure that
movie?
they don't keep charging you $50 a month after it's all paid
Oh
off.
yeah,
you know.
yeah. We'll make sure that's all taken care of.
I'm looking at the lineup, and it says the Beach Boys will be there.
I thought they were all dead.
That's what I was gonna say.
I asked my mom about that, and we were both really confused.
That's strange.
Are
Maybe
we
it's like a
talking
Beach
Brian
Boys-
Wilson Beach
Yeah.
Boys, or are we talking,
Brian Wilson's still alive, and he
Yeah.
still does stuff, but
yeah, his voice isn't there anymore, though.
Or is his brain either?
Yeah. And sometimes Mike Love will go out with, you know, what he calls the Beach Boys.
I
and-
can't stand him.
Yeah, well, neither can Brian Wilson, so, and they're cousins, so.
Best thing I splurge. I'm not like.
Bro is 80.
I never treat myself. Like if
Well, you should.
Well, if it happened, I said this thing. I said probably the last thing I'll treat. I do it like every like 3 years.
Mhm.
Like I'm very like I'll just save money. Like I don't have expensive taste. Outside of like my normal hobbies, I don't have the desire to do too much. I'm not like I like to travel, but nothing crazy.
Right.
But something that just kind of like worked out in my favor was there was like a video game I wanted that I pre-ordered for $30, but I didn't know it was like limited run, so now it's worth like $400
Cool.
because it was like limited to 500. So that's kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, that kind of worked out. That, you know, I got this rare thing, and my friend who that's his favorite game ever is keeps every 2 weeks like,
Yeah.
hey, it's 400. What about 300? I'm your friend. I'm like,
Yeah, so
like
that's
I still want to play it. Like,
Yeah.
that's probably the only thing I could think of.
Oh.
I'll never go too crazy.
What was the game?
That was Castle Crashers that came out on the Switch.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
I have a story.
Okay.
So, I'm going to Madhouse of Bricks, right?
Right.
It's a used Lego store. And there are some sets and figures that I've always wanted. And one of them at the time was Palpatine's arrest, which is a scene from Star Wars Revenge of the Sith where Palpatine gets well arrested. And it's one of my favorite scenes. And they only ever made a Lego set for it once, and that was back in 2011. So I wanted that, and also wanted a Captain Rex minifigure, which also only came out one set in 2013. Now that figure goes for $100, and that Palpatine's arrest set goes for $200 then. And I had them both in Madhouse. I'm all like, what? $300? I don't know if I want to spend that much for one set and one figure. So I was thinking about it, and I actually left and came back after. I was like, well, that's one of my favorite scenes. Those are my favorite characters. I'm gonna want these. There's the only way to exist in Lego form. So I decided to buy it. And I'm very happy I did. Because by the end of the year, that Palpatine's arrest set, that was $200, now it costs $400. And that Captain Rex figure that went for $100, now goes for $250. So I'm very happy I bought it when I did, because literally by the end of the year, and it's
see,
still
my
like
s-
that.
My stocks don't do that well, but what would I know about Lego? So
I wouldn't recommend Lego investing. It's wildly unpredictable.
yeah.
And everyone's trying to do it now, so it's...
Well, I do have some Lego sets in my office, and yeah, that's about as far as, well, I have 2 bigger sets that I need to do at home, but I don't know if they'll make it to my office, but maybe they will. I mean, I've given up on, you know, the pretentiousness that professors have. You know, here are all these books that I read. Now, here are the toys I play with when no one is here.
There you go.
know, so I can be real about myself.
I personally have not I wouldn't consider splurge on something big, not at a big price value up front. But one thing I will splurge on is one like I said, coffee habits
Mhm.
and skincare and makeup, I will spend more on that than what like an average person would, just because I like it. But I don't do anything like else that's like outrageously expensive. So then I choose to just like do the small stuff.
Well, yeah, that works. Yeah. Bingo.
Any instrument I've ever bought, I've never regretted. So I do a lot of instruments. I play a lot of instruments, and I have some expensive ones. One of the most unique instruments I have is my turntable, which is like where you take a vinyl record and you can make scratches with it.
Yeah.
And that was like $700, and I was just like, I don't know if I'm going to use this thing, but I use it a lot. And I even made like a vinyl record of my voice saying
Cool.
things so I could like scratch it and like make samples with it.
That's cool.
I have a really expensive Stratocaster, which is a Player Series. Never stop playing it. So any instrument I'll ever buy that's like a lot of money, I think I'll always use. That's actually the number one thing I collect is musical stuff.
Cool.
Because I think, for one, I get use out of it,
Mm-hmm.
and two, they appreciate in value.
Mhm.
So as a guitar gets older, it gets worth more.
Right.
So that will be something I'll probably collect till the day I die. It's just because of those two things.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have hit the half-hour mark. That went fast, right?
Yeah.
All right. So we will see you all next Wednesday. We're going to be live broadcasting this over the Horizon Radio at IUS horizonradio.com. And also, we are going to be on Spotify for the podcast. And we basically will put this podcast everywhere I can get it published. So if you want to tune in next week live, that's it's going to be after 4:15, so maybe 4:20, 4:25. And, of course, look for this online. So thank you for listening.
Bye.
Bye. Don't get hit by a truck.